Good afternoon, and welcome to our weekly Bible study. We're studying through the book of the Whole Life entitled The Whole Life. It's a 52-week of biblical self-care book written by Elsa Hugh and Esther Smith. Week 17 is what we'll be studying on today. It's entitled A Body of Emotions. This this book is good because it teaches self-care. It's free. You can do it at your home. You can do it at your on your own pace, and you can get comfortable with it. You can read it, or you can do the practical exercises daily to help you be a better person, to help you see yourself in a different light. Our subject for today is entitled "A Body of Emotions." We share what we feel requiring to the ability to identify your emotions. Often our body gives us a first hint that certain emotions are rising to the surface before it gives us a hint of consciousness awareness. Emotions can draw us from God. What do I mean by that? Distress, hurt, mistreatment leads to a prayerful cry for help to God who hears us. How would you say emotions deal with the body or in the Bible? Look at Romans 12 and 15. It tells us to weep with those who weep and laugh with those who laugh. Weeping and laughing, isn't that an emotion? It sure is. God knew we were going to go through all of this. But I'm asking you, how do emotions affect our body? Emotions act as a physical, psychological, or chemical triggers that directly impact our body system. Positive emotions like happiness typically increase energy throughout the body, while negative emotions such as stress, fear, and anger trigger survival responses, including elevated heart rate, digestive disruptions, and reduced immunity. Some common body effects for specific emotions. Happiness. Let's start with happiness. Happiness enhances sensual throughout the body, provides a feeling of lightness and relaxation. Happiness. Did you know that was an emotion? Fear and anxiety. Yes, that's a serious emotion. It triggers a fight or flight response. Your thoughts and emotions can affect your health. Emotions that are freely experienced and expressed without judgment or attachment tend to flow fluidly without impacting our health. On the other hand, repressed emotions, especially fearful or negative ones, can zap mental energy, negative affect the body, and lead to health problems, resulting in rapid breathing, increased heart rate, butterflies in the stomach, and tightness in the chest. Have I touched on your emotion yet? What about sadness and grief? Fre- Frequently manifested as pain of heaviness in the chest, fatigue, and a knot in the throat or the stomach. What about disgust? Mm. Often feels like it in your throat or in your digestive systems also. What about surprise? Often brings a monetary spike in heart rate and increases focus. I ask you how emotions impact physical health. Chronic stress and anger can lead to long term health issues like cardiovascular diseases, weakened immunity, digestive issues, and muscle aches. Did you know that? It can lead to heart problems, weakened immunity, digestive issues, and muscle aches. Positive effects, it boosts the immune system and aids in healing. Trapped emotion, those are dangerous. If emotions are not managed, they can lead to a persistent physical symptoms such as muscle tension. Have you ever had a cramp in your leg or in your arm or even in your chest? Just came out of nowhere. But if you give it a lot of thought, you will realize that I've been stressing over something, and that stress is just bottled up or built up inside of me, and it's causing those muscles to hurt. It's causing your head to hurt. What are 5 signs of emotional stress? I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you. Number one, feeling constant worried. Feeling constant worry. You're worrying about something. Yes, you're praying, but you're still worrying. You're worrying, and it's becoming to get the best of you. Number two, feeling depressed. It's real. Headaches. Yes, they do happen. If you think about something so long and you've gotten headaches over it, that's emotional stress. Digestive problems. Yes, you're having problems keeping stuff down, or you're having problems with acid reflux, you're having problems with so many different things that affect your body. It's all sometimes because of stress, or even number five, social withdrawal. You don't want to be around anyone. You isolate yourself because you don't want to deal with stress. I don't like dealing with people that stress me out. You know, those drama kings and drama queens, they can stress you out if you allow them to. But how does this relate to the Bible? The Bible details a wide spectrum of human and divine emotions, ranging from intense sorrow, anger, and jealousy to profound joy, love, compassion. Key emotions depict include fear, anxiety, peace, gratitude, and hope. And often through these experiences of biblical figures in Psalms, the life of Jesus is depicted. So let's talk about a few of them. Gladness and joy. That's found, let's look at Psalms 32 and 11. Rejoicing in the Lord and celebrating. It says, rejoice in the Lord and be glad. Your righteousness, sing all who are upright in heart. Rejoicing, that's an emotion. Showing happiness, that's an emotion. Showing joy, that's an emotion. What about love and compassion? Tender affection, God's love. Let's also look in Psalms 103 and 13. As the Father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. That's showing love, showing compassion. Not just saying you love them, but showing them. That's an emotion. That's an emotion. What about anger and wrath? Righteous anger and indignation. That's found in Ephesians 4 and 26. It says, in your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down upon you while you're still angry. God knows we're going to get angry, and that's an emotion. But the word just told us, sin not. Don't harbor on that thing. Don't keep on that thing. Don't meditate on that thing so much that it settles in your system. It turns you into something that you're not. Sorrow and grief and weeping, sadness and mourning. John 11 and 35 says that even Jesus wept. But at a certain time, we got to pull ourselves away. And if we don't know how to, go to God and ask us to help us with that sorrow. Help us dealing with that weeping. Help us to deal with depression, fear and anxiety. All these things are emotions. Dread and worrying about something, often addressed by trust. Proverbs 12 and 25 states that anxiety, worry, or heaviness is a person's heart weighing them down and causes them to stoop. However, a good word, an encouraging, kind, and uplifting message cheers the heart up and brings relief. Just like a word can bring you down, a word can bring you up. Just like you can worry about something, you can be excited about something. That's emotions. What about peace and calm, tranquility and confidence? Those are emotions. We talk that displayed in Isaiah 26 and 3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. peace and calm, tranquility. All of that are emotions that we can display. What about jealousy? Yes, I said jealousy. Jealousy is an emotion. It's caused when we don't agree with something, when we get envious of something. Jealousy, we can look at jealousy in Exodus 20 and 5. It says, "You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord, am your God, and I am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me." God is serious about that jealousy, but God says He don't want you worshiping no other gods either. He's a jealous God. He wants you all to Himself. When we're in relations with someone, we want that person or that thing all to ourselves. We don't want to have to share. What about hatred? Is hatred an emotion? Yes, it is. Intense dislike of evil. That's an emotion. Psalms 11 and 5 said the Lord examines the righteous, but the wicked, those who love violence, He hates with passion. Did you hear what the word just says? Those who love violence, He hates with passion. That means you can't be trying to praise God one minute and then trying to set a trap for somebody because you hate them, because you have hate in your heart. Ask God to deliver you from that hate, because that's an emotion. That's a bad emotion. And if you let it settle in your heart too long, it'll turn into something else. What about gratitude and thankfulness? Being appreciative. Is that an emotion? First Thessalonians tells us it does in 5 and 18. Give thanks to in all circumstances, for this is God and the will for you in Jesus Christ. Being grateful and thankful, that's an emotion. You display joy, you display peace and harmony. All that is an emotion, a happy emotions. What about being awe and being in wonder of something, being in amazement of God's work? The Bible tells us in Psalms 8, 3 and 4, it says, "When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have set in place, what is it, mankind, that you are mindful of them?" Human beings that who care for themselves. God made us. God, it's amazing how God designed our bodies, all the veins and blood vessels and how everything works in such a mindful and mysterious ways. You can't imitate God's work. All of that's is showing in awe. God, you made me. You forgave me. Oh God, I thank you for that. All of that is being showing emotion of being amazed. When we fail to steward our emotions well, our relationships suffer. Suppressing or avoiding our emotions hinders our ability to get close to people. What do you mean by that? If you keep everything inside of you and you don't let people know how you feel, you become distant. You become standoffish. And people don't know what you're going through. They don't know what's going on with you because you keep everything bottled up inside of you. And sometimes you come off as being mean, being unapproachable. Am I talking to someone this morning? Because you don't trust people, because you've been hurt. All of those are emotions. Emotion, imagine this, emotions could be like the dashboard in your car. There's not a problem, but it's simply telling you that something is wrong. Are you listening to your body? Your body is the vehicle through which the passion of your soul flows. We must accept what we can do. We must accept all the emotions and learn the triggers. What triggers our emotions, both good and bad? Physically, the next time you experience a strong emotion, pay close attention to your body, how you're reacting, how you're responding physically. In a relationship, think about the importance of a relationship and how it feels and makes you feel distant. What about how it makes people feel around you, your family, your loved ones? Make a conscious effort. this week to humble and graciously share what you feel with that person. What about call someone today that you may have had a distant relationship with and find out what's really going on? What's the root of that problem? What's the root of that family member that every time y'all get together, there's some type of emotional baggage? Get to the bottom of it. Settle that thing. You'll feel better. You'll feel like the weight of the world is off your shoulders. Resilient people often are able to experience tough emotions like pain, sorrow, frustration, and grief without falling apart. Resilient people do not deny the pain or suffering they experience. Rather, they retain a sense of positivity that helps them overcome the negative effects of their situation. In fact, some people are able to look at challenging times with optimism and hope, knowing that their hardships will lead to personal growth and expand outlook on life. Things are going to happen in life, and they do happen, whether they're good or bad. But how we react to them, how we respond to them, sets the tone. If no one else but in us, how are we going to get through that situation determines how fast we grow. The Holy Spirit is there to help us, but how we respond sets the tone on how we receive our blessings. I encourage you to take heed of the signs that your body is telling you with your emotions. Learn from them, grow from them, and learn to accept things as they are. Ask God to strengthen you and empower you in dealing with your emotions of the body. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.